What is going on, everyone? I am Grumpy Koala, and today we're going to be looking at my favorite TFT build to date. I use it to win games quickly, easily, and efficiently. So we're going to go through and do a breakdown of what champions I use, what items they use, how to get there with the best 3 tips in order to run this comp, and then I'm going to let you get out there and win some games yourself. So without further ado, let's get into this one. The comp we're going to be looking at today is going to be Syndicate Assassin with a Shaco carry. If you don't know me, Shaco is my favorite character for League of Legends and Teamfight Tactics, so whenever he's meta and very good, I always try to run his comps, or in League, I always try to use him in the jungler or top lane because he is my favorite character. So we're looking at patch 12.1, so depending on when you're watching this video, it might have changed by then, but we're going to be taking a look at this late game comp where we're going to be running an 8 champ comp with Shaco as the carry and then some other ones working around him. Before we get into the main tips for the video in order to get this comp done successfully, let's take a look at what the end game late comp is going to look like. So ideally, it doesn't have to be this way, but ideally you're going to have 8 champions of Talon, Leona, Ekko, Shaco, Braum, Janna, Yuumi, and Akali. The main damage dealers that you're going to be working with are going to be Shaco and Akali. Obviously, as you're getting to that late game comp, you're not going to be able to get Akali right away because she's a 5 cost champion. So be sure to use her items appropriately and then sell that champion, put items on her, and you'll be good to go. The items that we're going to be trying to get for Shaco as our main carry are going to be starting off with Last Whisper. I consider this one to be the most important. From there, Runaan's Hurricane, and then lastly, Infinity Edge. Last Whisper will cut their armor very well, and that works with the Syndicate and Assassin kind of traits that we'll be trying to build with this comp. So from there, the Runaan's Hurricane will help a lot as he's on the back line doing damage to multiple of the enemy team's carries, and lastly, Infinity Edge for obvious reasons. So with this comp, I would say start with an early game comp that you're comfortable with that revolves a little bit around the Syndicate and Assassin traits. This can be whatever you want and whatever you're most comfortable with. In this gameplay that you're watching, I chose Darius, Zyra, and Garen with my early game champs, and I got lucky and got an early game Shaco, so those were my 4 main characters starting off, and then I rotated through other ones moving forward to the late game. For your other carry, Akali, it's up to interpretation on what items you want to throw on her. Preferably, a little bit of a combination of her best ones would be like Guardian Angel, Archangel Staff, as well as Infinity Edge. You can also throw in some AP in there if you're getting a lot more AP items, since Akali scales well with the AP items in TFT as well. Any tank items you can throw on Braum or Leona, depending on which ones I get. There's a different preference depending on which one I have. Also, if I'm getting a Leona 3, because I'm getting a lot of Leonas, I prefer to throw my items on her since she'll have more health and defense anyways. So from there, let's take a look at some tips. Tip 1 of 3 is going to be to get to level 8 as efficiently as possible. What this means is once you get to level 8, you're going to want to have 50 gold to maximize your interest. This will give you the most gold after each round, whether or not you're on a win streak, a loss streak, or a little bit in between. So there's a lot of different ways you can go about doing this. One of my preferences is to level up a lot early when I don't have any interest, get to level 5 or level 6 as soon as possible, even if it means going down to 0 gold, because this will give me a chance to get some 3 cost champions, and then from there save up to 50 gold, get max interest, and use all that extra each round to only buy experience points, get to level 8, and don't refresh the shop at all. Other people have other preferences, so find one that works for you and which one you're best at while playing the game. Moving on to tip number 2 is going to be only max the needed carries or champions that you want to get to level 3 to act as your carries. What this means is if you can get 3-star Shaco, that should be your highest priority. If you can get 3-star Akali somehow, it's going to be very difficult because she's a 5 cost champion, then do that. If you can get other 3-star champions as well, I prefer to have a 3-star Braum or Leona as my front line, since that way they take a lot of the brunt of the damage from the enemy team. I would say don't spend your money on maxing out the other champions in this comp, such as Talon, Ekko, Janna, Yuumi, that kind of stuff, because they're not worth having a 3-star of those champions over one of your carries like Shaco or Akali. Finally, tip number 3 is always, if you can, get the perfect items. We went over the items before, and I'd say focus on Shaco's items first of Last Whisper, Runaan's Hurricane, and Infinity Edge. What this means is giving a heavy priority to Recurve Bow and Sparring Gloves at all chances possible, and the other 2 items you'll need is a BF Sword and Negatron Cloak. Then you'll have all the items you need for Shaco, and like I said, whatever ones you get along the way, throw in your tanks or Akali or whoever else you have and want to do damage. Without these items, Shaco won't be able to perform to the highest of his carry abilities, and so whether or not you can get these might be affected on a game-to-game basis, but I guarantee putting priority on these is the best thing you can do. But those are the 3 simple, straightforward tips that I have for you. So with that, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. I like keeping videos relatively short and sweet, especially to avoid over-explaining when it comes to certain types of videos. However, I understand that I might have not answered all the questions that you feel you wanted answered in today's video. If you have any more, or I didn't explain something in full, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be sure to get back to you, and if it warrants a further response because I need to go more in depth, I'd love to make a follow-up video, and then I'll link that in the description so that everyone can see it as a follow-up video. But with that, I will say take advantage of this comp while you can until they nerf it, because I guarantee you'll win way more games with this comp than any other comp at the moment during patch 12.1. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all win some games with TFT with this comp. Let me know if you do in the comment section below, and everyone, have fun on the Rift.